Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host, Misha, and we will be playing our usual Wednesday thing, the one-shot Frozen Sick, which hopefully will someday be finished soon because its place needs to be taken by a possible Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. So, yeah.
Oh, wait, that's gonna be happening?
That's gonna be happening. Um, you and me, Jason, are gonna play with Billy a home game of the Stormwreck Island that I got, and it's gonna be switching to online game of Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So you'll get to play with your friends and possibly not accidentally sick guards upon them. So yeah.
You
I'm gonna
said that was an accident.
maybe. Um.
Might sick guards upon them on purpose.
It's debatable. But anyway, yeah, at some point in the future, hopefully the near future, Frozen Sick will become the bi-weekly edition of Ghost of Saltmarsh, featuring some of the people here tonight and a couple people not here tonight. So yeah. Uh, but coming back to this, the team, the entirety of last session was pretty much just one non-stop battle for not dying. As they were fighting off these poachers who had trapped this poor young griffin underneath a net. You tried to calm the beast. Most of you were unsuccessful until Princess Steven stepped up and lulled it with his pure bandit heart. The werebear leader of the bandits did not, well, rather poachers, did not approve of this, however, and decided to almost kill your entire team. Um, you managed to whittle him down eventually, but it was a very long and arduous fight that three of you are unconscious from, and one of you, due to a nat one, slipped and hit his head. Um, yeah. So that just happened. We are picking up at the end of that session as the werebear dies, um, with three unconscious people, two of which I know have been stabilized, Alomiak and Pixie, but I don't recall if Havu managed to roll that medicine check to stabilize Finton yet, or spare the dying on Finton, whichever.
I think Finton got a
According,
nat 20, and
Did he? I thought that was the
I
first time he went
don't.
unconscious. The last death
Yeah,
save
I
I see
don't.
from Finton is a 15.
Yeah, last I checked, I have 3 successful saves, which was just a couple minutes ago. Um,
yep.
3 successes. Well, that means that you are stabilized too. Then yes. Okay, so everybody except for Steven, Havu, and War are unconscious and or dead. Oh, well, and the
Griffin's
Griffin,
fine.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, Griffin doesn't look great, but he's okay. One of his wings is a little bit limp, dragging in the snow. He's got some blood splatter.
I do like that. Just the imagery of Fenton trying to start a fight, basically like he did, and like a Chihuahua got slapped and went down.
Yeah. It's
Slapped only once and went down, like a
yeah.
Chihuahua would.
To be fair though, he did do some decently good damage before he got slapped.
Because biting at those ankles.
Arm, 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 arm.
Havu's looking for special things from the poachers.
So you are searching the bodies. Let's see here. With an 18 investigation, you find let's see. What do you find? What do you have on you, buddy? Alright, you find 2 light crossbows, one on each of the smaller poachers, and 2 scimitars, again, one on each of the smaller poachers, and a mixture of gold and silver between them, totaling up to about 25 gold, 10 silver, and 3 copper. Each of them is also wearing a set of regular leather armor, human-sized.
Okay.
And from the werebear, you don't find any weapons whatsoever, well, ever, except for the giant fucking axe that he was wielding. Um,
Can I take that giant axe?
it is the exact same as your current axe, but yes, you can if you want 2 of them. You just can't use them both at the same time.
Ah, fish dump. I guess I won't take it then. Who wants a great axe?
I mean, great axes are worth a decent amount of money if you wanted to, like, sell it later or something.
Actually, you know what? Flip this. I'm taking it.
Or you could give it to a Lomiak. Oh, wait, Lomiak has a great axe too. Don't you, Lomiak? Like,
I think
everybody's got
so.
axes. Yeah, everybody's got great axes.
Literally everybody.
You get a great axe. You get a great axe. You get a great axe.
It's like freaking Oprah.
I'm glad you know that meme.
I don't think there's a single person in America who doesn't know that meme.
I'm guessing there might be a few children that don't.
You will soon be taught to fear it. So yeah, you do find a great axe on the werebear, and as he slowly reverts back to his bristly bearded humanoid self, out of the werebear shifting, you also find he is wearing a set of studded leather armor. He has 105 gold on him. And you also find a with an 18. You notice that the bracers on his arm have the slightest sheen to them, that kind of glitters in your eyes when you're not looking directly at them.
Hey, Habu got lots of fun little things now.
I think I know what those are.
Oh.
If they are what I think they are above game, those are super expensive.
What? What's better, studded leather armor or scale mail?
I think scale mail, if you're proficient with it.
Yeah, scale mail is like a heavy armor, but doesn't make as much noise as say like plate or regular mail or something. Scale mail allows you to have something very protective without making a fuck ton of noise whenever you're moving around trying to be a stealthy sneaky snake.
Sneaky snake.
For some reason, I thought all heavy armor, unless it was made out of special material, gave disadvantage on stealth. I thought, but I could be wrong.
I was told that scale mail takes away that disadvantage, but let me double check. Or maybe it was just that it was lighter than the other stuff.
It might be considered medium.
Let me double check. It's in the air now. I gotta look at it. Scale mail 5e. No, yeah, it still gives disadvantage on stealth. Oh, I was told incorrect.
I think it gives you a dex bonus compared to like full plate or others. Or it allows you to use some of your dex to your AC. If I'm just going off top of my head. Like full plate is just a straight 18, I think.
Hello, Miak. Plate equals clunk. Scale mail jingle. Chain mail tinkle.
I like that.
Leather is whip crack, and cloth is swoosh. This is canon now. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, no, I was incorrect. Well, rather, I'd been told incorrectly and just never fucking bothered to look it up. So yeah, scale mail is lighter weight than things like plate and stuff, while still providing a high amount of boost to your AC. It is a medium armor, but it has a little bit more AC than a lot of the other medium armors, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's like the, in terms of basic armor, is the highest AC one for medium weight. But yeah,
Cool.
sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, like, I didn't ever look it up, so that's kind of on me. Taking other people's word for it is a bad way to go about things. Oh shit, my music's not playing. This isn't good.
That's an outrage.
It is.
That's it. I'm
Let's
gonna
fix that.
dislike your Spotify. Oh wait, you don't have a Spotify.
Spotify is for the weak. Anyway,
How dare
Uh,
you? Oh,
Unless you have like 1,500 songs on your playlist like I do.
so you're searching
I
bodies.
mean,
You're,
well, let me see how many I got on mine.
so you're
Also slightly dragged, being done over to the other unconscious bodies.
Okie dokie, you do that. You got plenty of time to do so. Steven is probably kind of like tending to them, kind of breaking out some of the camping supplies, giving them some of his precious blankets as he's trying to like make them warm and stuff. War, what are you doing?
Oh, what I'm doing, what I'm doing is just like, I guess I could cut off the bear's hands, then we could cook some bear claw.
They're
So
human now.
he's reverted to a human form now?
Oh,
Mhm.
fuck.
I mean, you
Hold
can
up,
still eat him if you
does
want.
that mean, hold up, does that mean, like, if you cut off its limbs before it reverted to its human form, then would that revert to its human form too?
Yeah, after a time, they all revert to human form.
Oh, then where is it going?
What do you mean, where's it going?
It moved.
It got smaller.
Oh. Oh, I guess you can't place it in the middle unless you're pressing the Alt key.
That means Alomiak has human bits inside of him, and he's okay with that, or would be if he wasn't unconscious. Well, parts of him are okay with that.
Man,
The
this
uncultured
thing
parts.
stinks. Oh well, we might as well sell its kidneys.
Orvo is going to sit up, kind of rubbing his head dazedly because he wasn't unconscious. He just rolled a natural one and fucked his head up, as we have in so many campaigns before this. Kind of looks around, taking it all in, and says, we'd best be getting them off the path and away from wherever we're going to be resting. Don't want wild animals coming after us trying to get to the bodies.
We need to move the dead ones or just the unconscious ones?
Well, I mean, whichever you think will be lighter, I suppose.
I would say the little ones that are
Well,
unconscious would be lighter.
I have a great idea. We should steal all of these dead people's kidneys and then sell them on the black market.
There's no way you'd be able to get a functioning kidney back to camp in time to
What?
be able to sell it, says Orvo matter of factly. Besides,
It's
you'd only be attracting wild animals with the scent of death upon you. It's best we get rid of them, clean ourselves in the snow, and move away from them.
I mean, the snow's already cleaning them up for them, except for the fact that it's starting to turn red.
Orvo kind of just walks over and starts helping to lift. He'll grab Pixie while Steven and Griffin pick up what is probably the heaviest bit, or they thought was going to be the heaviest bit of Lomiak, and are very surprised when he's extremely light. And kind of move away a bit from the dead bodies. Orvo will pick up.
Who will drag Fienton?
You just wrapping your tail around him and just dragging him behind you.
You know what else
No,
we could
I would
do?
hold him by his leg and drag him behind me.
You know what else we could do? We could throw all these guys in the water over there.
And pollute a natural resource?
Never mind, when you put it that way, you make it sound like a bad idea.
No
Like,
shite.
damn, I didn't know it was terrible to hide evidence.
The griffin kind of limps along with you, dragging his wing a bit. He's kind of sticking closer to Steven, but as the sleeping forms of your friends are laid in a cuddly little pile to rest and recuperate, the griffin kind of stretches out, um, kind of doing a forward and then back cat stretch, and then proceeds to lay down in front of them in a sort of very Leone position and begins washing a paw with its tongue.
That'd be weird to see.
Yeah, it was weird to
Yeah.
say. It was weird to say, but that's Griffin.
Like, just imagining that. Something with a beak trying to do a cat thing.
It was
I'm
weird to
assuming that its tongue is longer than the normal eagle's tongue.
Yeah, you're assuming correct. It looks like a cat tongue, and it is washing itself with it.
My brain is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody save my brain.
Oh no, Lomiak is visualizing it.
Mm.
But anyway, so I'm assuming you guys are taking a rest. The only question is it a long rest or a short rest? I assume long, just because they won't be conscious really very well. They will be, but they won't be very healthful if it's only a short rest. But it's up to you guys.
Also
Alright,
need to get my
I
spells
guess I'll
back.
do.
What'd you say, War?
I'm just gonna go inside of my shell, and then I'm gonna sleep like that.
Alrighty then. So what I'm hearing is long rest question mark?
Sure.
Alright, so who's gonna take the first watch then of the conscious people?
I
Wait,
will.
actually,
No, you're not conscious, Fenton.
I know.
Oh, good job, Havu. So
Mm-hmm.
Havu
uh,
stays up for the first part, the first
can I do the second?
sure. But we're gonna do Havu's first. So Havu, you stay up for the first watch. Um, you're looking out um, over the snowy plains. It is getting later in the day. You started out in mid-morning, so the shadows are kind of going a little bit longer. Um, and it's late afternoon at this point, so as you're looking out along the snow, you don't notice anything amiss. Vaguely, you recognize that there are some very high up dark shapes in the sky, kind of circling in a way you think buzzards might, but you don't see anyone approaching. The winds that kind of blow small puffs of snow up in the air are mild, and the general chill that assails you is mitigated somewhat by the grumbly, warm purrs of the griffin that is currently curled up behind you, his eyes shut, resting upon crossed paws. And your 4 hours are uneventful. War, you wanted to take the next watch?
Yes, in fact I did, kind sir. Or
Go
well,
ahead.
not sir.
Go ahead and roll me that perception check, dear.
I will roll you that Perception check.
Check up Captain.
Percepted.
Sives drew a picture of the
Let
griffin.
me see. I'm gonna go check it.
Here, internet. Here's the griffin. Oh man. All right.
Bro, what the
So twilight has set in. As you take over watch, the sun is sinking behind far off peaks of ice and snow in the distance, and it's casting long shadows over the snow in various interesting ways. You're sitting there, you're on watch, you're looking about, um, and as you're doing so, you don't actually see when it happens. But as you glance back down this way, you notice that three bodies have now become two bodies.
Huh? What? Don't tell me one of the guys is still fucking alive.
Oh,
He's still alive, isn't he?
I can't say.
What do you mean you can't say? You're the DM. You're supposed to know, like, everything.
I know whether he's alive or not, but I can't tell you if you're just gonna ask me, the imaginary voice in your head dictating the story, what's going on. If War wants to know if the dude's alive or not, he's gonna have to do something to find out.
You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Actually, is that the best idea right now? I'm supposed to be watching over people who are unconscious, who might die if they fail at trying to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
You
Choice.
know
yeah,
what?
most people will die if they fail to stay alive.
You know what? Well, you know when you put it that way, it might as well be another one of those Albert Einstein blue brain moment
Yes,
meme
Patrick.
things.
I love you.
Mm.
Go, Bubba, I love you.
I love you too, baby. Thank you.
You know what? I think I'll just wait till tomorrow. I'll let everybody know.
Okie dokie. And for the last part of the rest, you wake Orvo up so that he can watch out a little bit so everybody can have that 8 hours of sleep. He's going to go ahead and roll his perception check.
Alright, so you know those 3 dead bodies we killed earlier? Now there's just 2. I think one of them might still be alive.
More likely that animals got him. That's why I said we shouldn't be moving away from him. I was pretty sure something like that would happen. Anyway, you get yourself some shut-eye. I'll take care of this.
Um, okay.
Alright,
Just goes back inside of my shell.
so Orvo takes up watch. And with a 19, he sees everything, which means he also sees the pack of wolves that had taken the first body come back to drag off the second, and about 2 hours later, the third. He just watches silently, not saying anything or drawing attention to the group. It's about 10 or so in the evening when he starts rousing the lot of you, waking you up. He's gonna poke Havu first.
Yes. And she just kind of like sits up, like, huh?
It's been about that time then, for us to keep moving. Unless, of course, the
Dead
others are frozen
bodies
to death.
missing? Did they get reported or something?
If by reported you mean eaten by wolves, then yes.
Sure, that's exactly what I mean.
Excellent. Glad we're of an accord.
Alright, everyone. Let's see, where'd my voice go? Alright, everyone, let's get up. Good morning.
I have now emerged from my shell.
Steven kind of grumbles and sits up in his blanket cocoon, looking bluer than ever.
You literally look like you're about to turn into a freaking ice cube.
I mean insensitive, but I am.
Your skin is literally just turned straight up blue.
And Pixie sits up, holding her very sore self. And she's gonna say, "What happened? I feel like I've been put through a cheese grater."
What, do you even know what being put through a cheese grater feels like?
Yes, surprisingly.
Wait, what the fuck?
Don't question it. Oh,
Now,
Finton's taking a nap. Poke,
now
poke,
you've
poke.
made me question it.
She begins to poke Finton with her ladle.
What happened?
Cheese graters.
No,
Again?
it wasn't cheese graters. It was that freaking werebear decided to beat the shit out of you.
Okay, so cheese graters.
Cheese graters.
Alright, let's go.
I give up, that's it.
Steven is gonna tentatively try to shake Alomiak awake, kind of concerned that he hasn't gotten up already.
Turn in the right direction.
Ow, 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 ow. Alomiak, you there? I think we may have lost an Alomiak.
They have been lost to the depths of
I will
time.
poke.
I have an idea. Wake your ass up right freaking now.
No, I don't think that's helpful.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, just give him a minute. I poked him. Alright. So while we attempt to get in contact with Zillomiak, take a brief couple minute break. Let's see here. Uh, this this coming weekend would normally be Stratty Daddy Sundays. However, I have been asked to work so that I can have the following Saturday off to go to my grandfather's funeral. So,
Rest in peace, Pappy.
rest in
You'll
peace,
always still
Pappy.
be with us
Yeah.
in our memories and hearts.
So, Stratty Daddy Sundays this Sunday for group one at least. Not sure if it's going to be happening or not. May have to reschedule for a different day for that. Um, but I should be okay to do group two. At least if we have all of the players.
Through that.
Okay.
All right. Um, Well, we'll give him a little bit. We'll say Alomiak was just really tired, so they needed their different parts needed extra rest. So Stephen gets Alomiak up onto the Griffin, while Mr. Dwarf Scout Man, Dwarf Scouts, gets the
Lomiac.exe has stopped working.
that happens. Gets the dog sled ready. So yeah, you guys are all ready to go, and it looks like you're being accompanied by a griffin now, because not only did it not leave, it seems to be fixated on you all.
Well, cool. We got this large griffin right with us. If you wanna mess with us, we're gonna sick this thing on you.
The griffin kind of tilts its head in a way that birds will as it looks at you, not understanding any of that.
Alright, let's
Well,
get going!
I don't speak verb.
Okay. Alrighty, who wants to roll for random encounters of the day to see if they happen? A 2. Okay, let's see. God damn it, machine.
If you're unable to bring it up, it's fine. We don't need to have any encounters.
No, it's fucking happening.
We are fine. We don't need encounters.
We don't want a suicide mission.
We had some sharks on the way. It's fine.
Nope, it's
They
fucking
literally
happening.
they literally almost murdered 3 of us. And that's like half of the entire team.
Alright, let's see. Alright. So you start traveling on into the night as you make your way across the open icy plains. You manage to. Are you going at a fast, a medium, or a slow pace?
I think we decided fast last time, but I don't know
You
if
did.
we changed our mind. Anybody have preferences?
Even though we ran into trouble yesterday, I think we should still try to hurry.
We got Robbot back in business.
Alright. So I'm hearing fast pace then. So go ahead and roll perception checks to see if you notice anything while you are going.
Can't tell if my eyes are messing with me, but I can't see shit.
Do you need me to roll perception for you, Rob?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Oh, fuck. So, Fenton, you're walking around along and you're so busy caught up in a conversation with with Pixie about um if werebear parts could actually stay bear parts, what exactly the soup or kebabs would taste like, and you're not paying attention, and you take a step, and your foot goes through a patch of ice, plunging your foot into a wet, icy puddle of water. So you can you make a Constitution saving throw for me for the remainder of your time walking today?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I have to
Oh
do that for you.
no, that sucks
Yeah,
booty
I
butt.
can probably get that actually. I forgot about D&D Beyond
It's D&D.
Hey,
sponsor.
Robbot. Nice to see you again. Always great having you here and your robotically evil sounding voice.
How about now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're just a robot. We can hear you, but you're a robot.
Well, usually whenever I'm talking about, no one understands me. So
Well, understanding you and hearing you are different.
Yeah, that's clearly evident right now.
I'm pretty good at deciphering you by now, though.
yeah,
Do you want me to roll that Constitution save for you?
If I'm being honest, it
I'm
wouldn't
getting
be that
to
inaccurate if
it.
all I heard were the beeps and the bops.
Yeah, just roll it
Yeah.
for me. Sound like a death rolled.
So, did you need me to roll that for you, or?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, that
Yeah,
part I
I
didn't
said,
hear.
just roll that for me. I've been hearing bloops, and I was like, oh, it sounds like it did.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Not the 2. Oh, man.
So now
Uh,
he and the princess are turning blue.
well, he's at least his is honest hypothermia and not a fucking ancient germ warfare.
Yeah,
Alright.
service for me.
So, you all notice that after this, Fenton starts to lag behind, and he's shivering, and he's shaking, and eventually he is going to take a step forward and fall face down into the snow, and he is now feverish, and he's gonna take 1d4 of damage, just 1 damage. And he will continue to take a d4 of damage every hour you continue without letting him rest and get warm to cure his hypothermia. So it's up to y'all if you want to continue on or not.
I'm getting road rage.
So Fenton, you just took a header into the snow, and you're shivering, and you're feverish, and everything just feels so cold and numb. And Pixie says, "Oh no, are you all right?"
Why don't you cook him just so then he gets warmer?
I mean, I don't generally cook people that I like.
Alright, well then at least make it so that he's not I mean, I don't know. I just said that like so then you could maybe I don't know, make him warm enough so that he isn't going to freaking freeze to death.
Um, I don't know how to do that.
No, what? Forget it.
I,
It
I
was the
think
joke's
push
already
Sean
ruined.
for a little bit more. A hot tub sounds nice if that's what War is trying to suggest, but I can push a little.
I'm not sure we exactly have the budget for a hot tub.
So what you're saying is put you in a pot of boiling water.
I mean, I guess it could be a cheaper solution.
We can also put him on the Griffin.
The Griffin looks kind of overburdened with an Alomiac and a Steven.
I'm not sure that's the best choice.
You can put him on the sled, says Orvo grumpily.
Is the sled warm?
It will be if you bundle him up in some blankets. Sleepwear.
You know what? The sled it is then.
Alright, so Fenton, you get tucked into the sled, with as many blankets as can be spared without stealing them from Steven. And everybody continues on, and it's a pretty uneventful night. You push through until you see the first dawns of morning, and they bring to light the landscape before you. And just before the twinkling rays of sun crest over the edge of the cliff faces that surround this lovely frozen wasteland of an island, you notice something else that's glistening and reddish yellow in hue. Because up ahead, you see. Do 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 players. Whoops. God damn it. Up ahead, you see the nice curling, sweeping river of molten lava, which I apparently never downloaded the picture for to stick inside the thingy. I was quite sure I had that though.
Ethan, that will probably warm you up. Oh, the silent treatment.
I I think maybe it might be the robot treatment.
He's be duped.
I love you too, Patrick, but don't click that in here.
Will not be spared. You
I'm
will
glad you
not
liked the
be
hot
saved.
cocoa. You're welcome.
No, I'm
Hi.
Yeah, looks like I forgot to download the map. Hold on. Ugh.
Dare you have terrible memory.
so it sounds like I got put on a sled.
Yep. And you guys are at
Yep.
the Molten River, which I need to pull up the fucking map for because I thought I already downloaded it and I was wrong. I can't do this on air. People will see my sign-in information. Use your imaginations. Never mind.
I mean, you could also disconnect and reconnect or something if need be.
No, that breaks it up and I can't load it to YouTube in pieces.
Oh.
Or at least I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way, but I don't know it.
I also thought there was a way just to have the stream show only one thing on your, like, kind of how Discord does it.
So OBS doesn't like me very much, so I have to make it show any window that is currently open on my Internet Explorer, or rather, Fire, Google, whatever the fuck browser this is. It doesn't like me. Mm-hmm. Anyway, before you sits the River Inferno, a bubbling, broiling string of molten lava that runs completely through the center of the island. And as you reach it, you see Orvo nods slightly and point to the north west along the river, where you can see it curling past the peaks of a couple of mountains that crowd in on the interior of the island. And he says,
What amazing MS Paint lava.
mm-hmm. You fix? Wait, where? Oh god. I hadn't scrolled down far. Oh god.
Yeah, MS Paint lava. What the fuck?
Oh god. Oh god. Anyway,
You have a party that's heard of the concept of art.
what is this art? Anyway, now that you have reached the river, you know, according to Orvo, that you only have about 3 more days before you reach the crash site, which is probably good because you can see the little veins of blue starting to creep onto Steven's features as he shivers.
Crash site?
Sorry, what?
Until we get to the crash site?
Oh, yes, that's correct. So back in the day, and majority of you would know this, especially given who you were friends with. There used to be a number of floating cities that traversed the the general planet feature that you are on currently, and they were held aloft by magical means by an ancient race of peoples who valued magic and might above all else, the Aor people. So when they fell from power, so did their cities,
Okie
crashing.
dokie.
Yeah, they would crash down to the ground, and there were a lot of explosions, a lot of very unfortunate magical happenstance that occurred after that. And afterwards, after generations upon generations, where the Aor have faded to not but memory, in the minds of most, except for scholars and people determined to get hands on their ancient relics of power. Um, Most of them have been covered by debris, water, in this case, ice and snow, and all but lost. So people like your friend who came here to look for ancient ruins and loot them. An Aeorian fortress is a treasure trove of knowledge and artifacts that could set them for life. So yeah, the place that your dear friend got those vials from is one of those places, and Orvo knows the way. So he says, "Alright, it's morning now. We could either take a rest or press on if you want to double time it. Um, but the dogs are going to need a rest after another 6 hours or so, or they may start dropping."
How am I doing?
Well, you have been riding in the sled for the last couple of hours, so your hypothermia. Let's take a peek. Do another Constitution saving throw for me with advantage now that you are being warmed.
Okay, I got that. Uh, okay, it is going to be a um, 16.
All right, with a 16, yep, you feel a lot better. You're nice and warmed up. You feel like you could probably even walk now. Your foot's dry. This is good.
Um,
And Olomiak says, "Small rest. Get hot rock for Steven. Then go." Olomiak offers. Also, they're awake now.
Fine.
So basically, in DM speak, You could take a short rest and avoid exhaustion penalties and still be able to continue on for another couple hours or so without having to take a long rest. Or you could keep pressing and start taking exhaustion penalties.
After hearing Olomiak, Habu sits down in the snow and is like, fine. Everybody rest.
All right. And you settle down to rest in the snow to the side of the lovely lava creek, of which you can't get more than like 50 feet close to without the overwhelming heat of it kind of baking into you. The snow surprisingly continues right up until the point where it's like basically the line between pleasantly warm and what the fuck, this is too hot. Um, it's it's kind of odd, but then you notice that some of this snow, which slopes downwards into an almost pit-like exposition towards the towards the lava, some of it is 5 or 6 feet deep and mostly ice at the bottom, no soil whatsoever. And you get the impression that majority of what you're standing on is permafrost. Alright, Alomiak, you're gonna try to go get hot rocks for Steven near the lava river?
The beautifully drawn MS Paint
Safely.
Lava River.
Alright. You're gonna use a grappling hook to grapple a rock. Okay. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand. If you get a natural 1, it's gonna rock it back at your face. With a rock.
I feel like with that natural one, is like all you have to do is just throw the grappling hook and pull back, and not even looking at the grapple hook, pulls back and wham.
Well, that's a 22,
Is
so you
how
don't
I
have to worry
imagine.
about that. So instead what happens is Alomiak, without looking, points the grappling hook, fires, flicks his wrist, and a hot rock sails through the air and lands in front of Stephen.
Habu claps.
I was confused. You said that one, so I thought that one was already rolled.
No, I said if they get a nat 1, that I'm going to make it hit them in the face. That was an if. No, they rolled a 22. I said that before they rolled.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna try again for another one? Alright, go ahead and roll again.
Okay, let's see how this one goes.
Sounds like that was in that one.
Not only
Double
was it
nat
a
one.
nat 1, yeah, it's a double. Okay, alright, cool. Let's see. What's the length on a grappling hook? I just want to see how far this projectile is traveling before it hits you. Um, Grappling hook range 5E. Maximum of 50 feet, so, hold on. Okay, so we're going to say that it's about 30 feet, and it's 1d6 per 10 feet, so that's 3d6 of bludgeoning damage, and a d4, not 2d4s because it's fucking lava rock, of fire damage. So that's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage straight to your face. Uh, Straight to your face as you yank a lava rock back. The pumice easy to pierce with the grappling hook for yanking purposes, and 4 additional fire damage because it's a fucking lava rock still glowing slightly from said lava. Yeah, you did. So that's a total of 12 damage. Total 12. What happens is Omiak fishes out the first rock, is like,
Okay, no touch. Let's cool until touch. Me get one more for later.
and then he tosses the grapple back in. At this point, Avu is clapping. Confident, he yanks it back with way more power than the first one, and whap! It is thrown back a few feet. He almost immediately sits up. The rock falls out of his face with a thunk, and there's an incoherent squeak as he flips over and begins to drag his hooded face across the snow, sizzling as he goes.
We went from very impressed to very entertained.
Hopper takes 1d4 of rib splitting damage. How the fuck did the gosh darn winter woods go off again? Manages to find a snowdrift and is just sticking half in, half out for the next 10 minutes until the second rock is cool enough to touch. And then he'll bring it back to Steven. With the edges of the hood charred and probably damaged inside the hood, but you can't quite see in there. Well, good thing you guys are taking a short rest, huh?
Okay.
Lets you re-roll some of them hit dice that you just lost with a rock to the face. Steven is extremely concerned, by the way. He like runs over to you and he's like, "Oh no, are you alright?" While Pixie is considering the rocks and taking her frying pan and setting it on top of one of them, nodding, slowly breaking an egg into the frying pan and starting to make some lunch fist.
You know, I could definitely go for a good omelet right now.
I can make that happen.
Thanks.
Oh no. The parrot's fine. Would you say the parrot's being cagey? Is it possible that the impact ruffled some feathers? At least he's not gonna beak down and cry. take flight. This game was really starting to lift off the ground. And you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together.
Why? Oh, what the fuck? Is that supposed to be how a Lomiak's story ends? Jumping into a freaking lava river?
Havu offers the idea of lunch fast potatoes to Pixie.
Oh, that's a great idea. I can mix them in with the eggs and this bit of cheese that I've got here. Oh, and these hot peppers, and definitely this onion, and this ghost mushroom sauce.
A spicy potato cheese omelet? Now that sounds like it would be real good.
Excellent. It'll certainly warm us up.
As long as it's not like the chicken that Finton made. That was a little bit too spicy. Though it did come in handy.
I'm sure it'll be fine. There's no such thing as too spicy, she says.
Finton, do you have more
Especially at a
chicken?
time like this. And plus, but if our mouths did get completely spiced out, then we could just eat the snow, assuming that it isn't yellow.
The griffin looks back over his shoulder on the other side of a drift that he is currently turning a beautiful lemonade. But anyway, yeah, you guys take a nice short little rest. Give the dogs a chance to rest. Takes about like an hour or so for them to eat some food, kind of roll around, get belly rubs from Orvo as he tells them what good boys you are. You're my good boys. Yes, you're my good fluffy boys. And yeah, you take a nice little short rest, at the end of which the omelets are ready, and Pixie begins to pass them around to the group, with herself taking her portion in the cast iron pan that she used to cook with to begin with. And the rest of you are kind of on like these tin plates that she's brought along with her.
All right, bon appetit.
She even gives some to the griffin on his own little tin plate. And she begins to wolf it down.
Ava waits a second to make sure nobody starts breathing fire, then eats.
Is anybody else
Nobody
eating?
starts breathing fire? Who the flip would breathe fire right now?
Fenton would start eating.
All right, Vinton. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me. As Orvo also starts eating and makes a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Just
so
a
we're all
regular one?
supposed to make the Constitution saving throws?
Yep, just a regular Constitution saving throw if you are eating the omelet.
I'm definitely eating the damn omelet.
A 10.
Awesome. So
I got
Havu,
a 13.
since you were waiting to see what was going on, what was going to go on with this dish, what you see is Finton, War, Orvo, and the Griffin all abruptly stop eating after a few bites. Their faces rapidly reddening. The Griffin begins screeching and clawing at its own beak. Your mouths are on fire. That that is bad. Your eyes are watering. You can't see. It's too hot. It's burning. Meanwhile, Steven's sitting over here, gently chowing down on it, just eating normally, and said, "Oh, this is kind of good. Thanks, Miss Pixie. It's delicious." With
This
his
is amazing.
natural 20 Constitution saving throw.
This is amazing. I'm enjoying every bite of this.
Are you continuing to eat it?
Yes,
Make another Constitution saving throw.
will do.
All right, yeah, you grow accustomed to it. The first round having burned all sense from your tongue, so it doesn't matter how much you're shoveling in your mouth now. You can't really taste anything, but the vague hum of pain that is slowly receding. So yeah.
So you're telling me that I can't taste the deliciousness inside my mouth right now?
So yeah, Alomiak with that natural 20, Steven, you do see some of the chill fingers of Blue Death in Steven's features seem to reduce a little bit. He doesn't change from that bluish tinge that he has, but the weird kind of blue-black veins that have been creeping over his face, making him look even more fatigued and sluggish, have crept away. And yeah, Steven and War both finish off the plate um, very very eagerly. Um, and Pixie's like,
Oh, yeah, no problem, Alomiak. I'll be happy to make more of it. Finton, what did you think of it?
Fenton's also gonna try to keep eating it like War did. Let's see what my second con save's gonna be.
If he's just sitting there crying.
Orvo surreptitiously buries this in the snow. It was delicious. Gives the plate back to Pixie.
Ooh, also in that 20 on the second one.
Yeah, Fenton, it had a kick at first. You think he might have bit down on one of the hot peppers she put in there solely. But as it clears up and the burning dies down and doesn't feel like your entire mouth is engulfed in a fireball spell, it's really good. You just fucking love it. Just shovel more and more of it in your mouth. Delicious.
It's really good. Yeah, that's not my voice. It's really good. Way spicier than I thought it'd be, but after a little bit, it really grows on you.
I know, right? It has the best aftertaste. It's like the peppers, just like give your mouth a 1-2 punch, bam, bam, and then the egg comes back and just soothes the taste buds.
That's the truth. But yeah, no, you're a really really good cook.
Aw, thank you, Fenton.
And she kind of bashfully kind of waves her pan in your direction.
I'm sorry, you reminded me of a character from an anime. Just a little bit.
Anywho, alrighty, so that's your short rest. All of you who actually rolled those nat 20s, which is two of you, go ahead and roll a d4 for me. Which is, well, one of them Steven. I'll roll the d4 for Steven, and you roll a d4, Rob.
All right. I rolled a 3.
You have 3 temporary hit points.
Alright, how much hit points did I take damage earlier?
Well, you took a long rest, so you.
I meant from the hypothermia.
Oh, 1.
Okay, so I'm at basically
No,
two extra HP.
no, you took a short rest. You rode
Oh.
on you rode on the sled after you took your hypothermia damage.
I don't think I actually spent a hit die though.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you didn't spend a hit die, then yeah, you have 2 temporary hit points.
Cool.
Alrighty. So, yep, short rest over. You guys are wanting to keep going?
Yes, let's go.
Alright. Go ahead and roll another perception check for me, anybody who's watching.
Excuse me. Poor Griffin's still crying from breakfast lunch.
That's exactly what's happening to him, the poor thing. So Vincent, what was your perception check?
Perception was a 10.
Okay. And Alomiak, you gonna roll a perception check? It's okay, yours is better. We'll use yours. Alright. So as you walk along, with Steven riding the Griffin, unfortunately, eyes are blurry and watery from the, unfortunate, lunch fist that it had ingested. It's kind of staggering back and forth, messing with the dog's sled. Its large, bulky body occasionally bumping into and or trampling the smaller ones of you as it staggers about. It makes for pretty slow going, um, just because of that, because you're constantly having to overcorrect the griffin to the point where you're not actually sure if you want the griffin around anymore, probably. But eventually he manages to rub his face in the snow, and he's kind of staggering blearily along after that a bit.
Oh,
Havu,
by the way,
go ahead.
um, should we name the griffin?
Abu turns and looks at the Griffin and goes, "Do you have a name?"
I think I asked that yesterday, but it didn't respond and didn't write its name down.
How do you like Paul?
The the griffin preens your hair.
I don't know what that means. I will call you Paul. Let's go, Paul.
The griffin is following. Or should I say, Paul is following.
What does preen mean? I've never heard that word before.
Preen, it's something that a lot of birds do where they take their beak and they will kind of clean their feathers, or rather like tweak feathers in one direction or the other. It's usually used to remove older dead feathers and stuff from your body, or kind of straighten the ones that are there. Yeah,
Okay.
preen is like the bird version of grooming.
Yeah. Okay.
But there is also another definition for preening as well. If a person is preening, it usually means that they're like puffing up their chest, lifting their chin, straightening their clothing, and looking important, like they're just like, haha, I'm the cock of the walk. That's a human preening.
Or peacocking?
Yeah, basically. Just another word for it, really. But yeah, so you guys continue onward, and Havu, you notice, not on your side of the river, but on the other side, there appears to be what looks like a long chain of dog sleds that are moving slowly through the snow on the opposite side of the lava lake from you. Sorry, lava stream from you guys.
Hmm.
Havu turns to Orvo and goes, "Are they your friends?"
Orvo hadn't seen them yet, but as you point them out, he will squint into the distance, kind of get a spyglass out, adjust it carefully as he looks, and then shake his head slowly. Nay, they're no friends of mine. At least I don't see any familiar faces amongst them. Wouldn't say they're enemies per se, but I don't know them.
Are they traveling in our same direction or opposite direction?
They appear to be traveling in the opposite direction of you on the other side of the lava river.
Okay, let's keep going.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you guys continue for another couple of hours. It's past noon into mid-afternoon now, and the dogs are starting to lag, as are you all from lack of a good long rest. If you push on past this point, you will have to roll con saves, or you might get a point of exhaustion, or you can take a long rest.
How are you guys feeling? I'm feeling a little tired.
Yeah, my feet are kind of, well, I don't know. I can't feel them anymore, so
You should probably rest down for the night then, or day.
I mean, who really needs feet? I don't use them for cooking. Ooh, that's a good idea. Emergency soup supplies.
Yes, soup. I swear, do
Mm.
you just come up with like anything to cook out of literally anything?
I mean, that's my
Yes.
job.
Yeah, to be fair, you're right about that.
What about you, Paul? Are you tired? I still don't understand what you are saying.
His wings, which had been folded neatly to his sides, are kind of dragging a bit in the snow, and he's staggering.
Oh, hello, rascal. How are you?
Steven's already asleep on his back in his cocoon bundle.
I got puppy boy here.
With a
Steven
nice.
is giving me some Aizawa vibes right now.
You would too if he had a mystical, magical, fucking
Oh yeah, no,
biowarfare disease.
that's not a diss. It's just that's how I'm picturing him, and I find it very funny.
Havu thinks, he might be tired. It's very hard to say.
He might just be dramatic. Birds are so dramatic.
He
Like
also looks
everyone else
tired
in
to
this
me.
party.
Rascal.
Fine, I suppose we need a rest.
Hey, rascal, get that out of your fucking mouth.
What was he having, Jason?
Paper.
No, no eating paper. Why did he have paper though? Anyway, alright. Who'd like to take the first watch?
I got to rest all night last night. I'll take the first watch, I guess.
Looks like it's Havu, actually. She rolled before you.
Got it at 20.
You can take
This
the second
time
one,
I'm just
though.
gonna be sleeping throughout the entire rest.
Alrighty. So Havu's taking first, Fenton's taking second, who's taking third?
Home run.
Oh, but if there's anything that needs a good ass kicking, just wake me up.
Will do.
Lumia.
Oh, good. Olomiak is the third one. Zero. Yes. Anyway, so Havu, you take up the first watch, and everybody settles down for a nice sleep, passing out rations this time instead of hot lunch fist omelets. Um, So, yeah, they all settle down for sleep, and you kind of look out over the plains, the soft glow of the lava river, enough for you to easily see by. You guys don't even have to light a fire. Um, and as you're looking out over the plains, you notice that there. Oh, that's right. It's mid-afternoon anyway. You'd still be able to see regardless. You notice that there is what looks like a number of dark clouds gathering to the south.
That's where we came from, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of came from the southeast. You went west, so you came from the east, and then you went north.
We're not traveling towards the clouds.
Nope, you're traveling away from the clouds currently. But as you squint a little bit longer at them, you see parts of the clouds break away and then wheel back, and then break away again and then wheel back. And that seems like unusual activity. And then you realize that's not a cloud. That's a flock of some kind of avian creatures. And they're getting closer.
Hmm. Can I guesstimate how long it would take for them to get to us?
Go, go ahead and roll a, I guess this would just be a straight up wisdom or intelligence check. Uh, could be hours, could be minutes. You're not sure. Kind of depends on how big they are. You can't tell how big the creatures like actually are in comparison to how far away they are from you.
Hmm. She goes over and pokes Orvo.
Yeah. What?
Do we have to be concerned about the weird birds that are on their way?
Birds? What bird? What the fuck? Start digging! And he jumps up and starts digging wildly with his hands, like piling up snow, like making sort of a snow circle. Everybody up! Start digging!
Mm, mm.
Everybody
going on?
wake up, he wants to make a snow castle.
What?
Don't fucking question it, boy! Just fucking dig! Quickly!
Okay. He'll start digging.
He's afraid of the birds that are coming.
Your insight check tells you that Orvo is not only afraid, he's absolutely terrified. Whatever's coming, it's bad.
Either that or he's afraid of birds.
Sure.
But yes, we should probably dig. He seems to know what's happening and will tell us maybe, who knows.
It's a flock of harpies.
Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no, that's bad! And, she's digging too, because they've had plenty of harpy encounters. The griffin, meanwhile, kind of unfurls his wings and hisses at the sky. And Steven's like, no, you gotta stay down, buddy. And the griffin eventually kind of growls and turns to like dig at the snow, throwing up great gouts of white as it packs in. And Havu, if you're watching, you see that the shapes are getting larger and larger as they come closer, and you are able to make out as they swoop along that they are vaguely humanoid in shape, with large wings like that of birds, no arms to speak of. Their lower body is a pair of shapely female legs that end in taloned claws that look as though they might do nearly as much damage as the griffin's own. Um, and their features are kind of sharp, almost avian in nature, and their hair is a mixture of what looks like human female hair and also little bits of feathers that seem to be like a living collage of both. And all of them have cruel, twisted smiles upon their features as they kind of zero in on the little bunker you guys are making in the snow.
I think they see us here.
No fucking shit! Those bitches could spot us 10 miles away, which I believe they have!
Then why are we digging a hole?
Hey, Russ,
Because
get
we could
out.
never
Get
outrun them!
out there.
So we barricade ourselves in the hole or trap ourselves in the hole.
We barricade ourselves in, and then we shoot them, and hope they decide we're not worth the trouble and go away.
Rascal. You can't be in there.
Alright, whatever.
I mean, if you want to run, have at! He motions to the open plains.
I thought we were going to hide, but instead we are just making ourselves a more condensed target.
Their eyes are better than yon griffins. There's no way that they wouldn't have spotted you. Alright. So, with that information, it gives you guys time to prepare. The harpies are almost upon you. I'll go person by person. War, what are you doing to prepare for the onslaught of the harpies?
Exist.
War,
Yeah?
what are you doing to prepare for the harpy attack that's about to happen?
What I'm doing to prepare is that I bring my axe out and pretty much get in an attack stance.
Okie dokie. Fenton, what are you doing?
I am. Oh, I had a shovel,
Mm-hmm.
apparently, so I would have been helping dig with the shovel.
Yep, you guys have made a bunker. What are you doing to prepare for the attack?
Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of limited in seeing what I even have on me right now. Can you get back to me as I figure
Sure.
that out? Sorry,
No problem. Havu, what are you doing?
I'm at a handicap.
Does anybody want a light crossbow? I picked one up from our friends we met the other day. I also have a extra 2 scimitars. I have a short bow. I have uh, some leather armor.
I've got a crossbow, says Steven.
I'll take one of the crossbows, says Pixie.
Here you go, dear.
Thank you. You're so nice.
It's a light crossbow, just in case you need to know.
Aw, thank you. These are great for making kebabs, you know?
Oh, that is a good idea.
I never thought of them like that. But yeah, Pixie, you have more experience with these than I do, or you, Orvo. How do they usually fight? Do they try to fight from afar or get right up in your face?
They tend to do kind of flyby attacks, swooping in low, one distracting you while another's grabbing your mate from behind you and lifting him off. Beware their talons. They like to distract.
How many?
How many are there?
Havu, you're the one who rolled a natural 20 perception, so go ahead and roll, roll a d20.
That sounds terrible.
There's 10.
There's 10.
There's 10.
Yikes. Okay.
Die.
There are about 10 of them.
That's more than I expected for my idea. Different plan. Okay. I have
Are
rope,
their
but I
eyes,
don't think we want to capture any of them now and make them stay.
are
What
they
scares them?
sensitive to smoke?
Go ahead and do
Or
a nature check to see if you
Ooh.
you know enough about harpies to do that. Um, so with a 16 in nature check, just now that Orvo's told you what it is you're about to face, you know a couple of things about harpies. They're kind of cruel. They tend to kidnap people and eat them. Their nests are filled with the bones of many an adventurer. They also are very fond of shiny trinkets, which they will steal and take back to their nest, or kill somebody for and take back to their nest, or just take the whole darn lot of the person back to their nest. You know, whatever. Um, they don't have any particular, like, natural fears amongst them, as they are a sentient race of avian humanoids. Um, there are some harpies that actually form communities along the cliff sides in the deep southern waters who actually aren't like your typical harpies and have more of a trading relationship with ships that passed by. But most of the ones in the northern areas have to scrape by to get what they can, and most of them resort to some pretty barbaric means to get whatever it is that they want. Um, they have as many natural fears as a normal person would, though, so anything you can think of that might scare one of your party members has an equal chance of scaring a harpy.
I was just wondering if they had like sensitive eyes or something. If we had smoke, it would bother them or something.
Well, they do have very sharp eyesight. I wouldn't necessarily call it sensitive, um, but they can spot shiny objects quite easily, which might be to your advantage.
One question.
Okay.
Is Havu sharing any of this with the party? Because this is all Havu's information that she's like dredging up out of her mind.
So there's 10 of them. They aren't going to be nice. They will try to eat people. So if we made them the soup of Pixie's feet, that probably would have come in handy. They like shiny things, but who doesn't?
I
And they, I mean, they're sentient. They think, which is a little bit more than some of the other things that we've encountered.
Okay. I have an idea. Who's good with a crossbow? I'm good with a crossbow. But also can possibly take a hit.
I've got the best idea.
I mean, it depends on what you want the person to do.
I was thinking whoever's good with a crossbow and can take a hit can ride Paul, and we can use like the rope. I got rope and a bedroll to like make a makeshift harness with a safety line.
Oh, so they're attracted to shiny things. My axe is shiny, so if I lure them to my axe, I can cut them in half.
Yeah, you should go try that. Go out of the bunker and give that a shot.
So yeah, you are pretty tough. If we gave you the shiny things, they'd flock to you, and maybe with your heavy shell, they won't be able to lift you so easily. If no one's gonna volunteer, I'll volunteer to ride Paul.
The only thing is Paul won't know what's happening.
It seems like he already doesn't like them.
I could go with Fenton.
I don't know so much about that, Steven. You might want to stay here.
I don't want Paul to get hurt.
Paul can stay here too.
Paul seems to like you the most, so that might make it easier to not fall off him. Kind of in a rush. Can I tell how far away the harpies are?
So the harpies are getting closer. I was kind of giving you guys this minute to do like a quick sidebar preparation of what you were gonna do, like discuss a plan really quick, and then
We are not very good at that.
cool. All right. So I'm gonna
I
read what
have a plan. It's just that it's hard for me to even see what I have to come up with one.
Okay. I'm gonna read what Olomiak did really quick. Olomiak makes
Oh,
sure the hole is deep enough for the griffin, and then he hops out, running about 15 meters away in the snow, where he pulls out a pouch from his coat. He reaches in and grabs a fistful of gold coins and flings them to scatter across the snow, and then another handful, and then the last of his rations. And then he runs back and jumps in the bunker and readies his grappling hook. Alright.
okay.
Time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. And
So
I don't even think gum exists.
So Pixie, Havu, Orvo, War, and Alomiak get ranged weapons ready, while Finton and Steven mount up onto Paul the Griffin um, for whatever wild and crazy shenanigans Finton has cooked up. And you see that the harpies are drawing closer, beginning to swoop in. And as the leader, at least you think it's the leader, for she is the most brightly colored amongst most of their other dull plumage, shrieks a battle cry and begins diving in, with about 2 or 3 peeling off to go inspect the coins that have been dropped the um, onto the snow by Olomiak. That is where we're gonna stop for the evening, because Jason's got school tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, so
Can I at least
by the
describe
time I
what
get in bed, it's
Fenton
gonna be
did?
like about the 30 minutes after bedtime.
Mm-hmm. Um, uh, Sorry, what was that, Fenton?
I just wanted to like actually describe what Fenton did.
Oh,
Is
I thought you wanted a chance to look over your stuff so that you.
No, I was able to, and that's why I started coming up with a plan and got one when I started talking about like making a makeshift harness.
Okay.
But with what limited supplies Fenton has alone, he would use a 50-foot rope to make 2 slip knots, one to tie around Paul and one to tie around Fenton. And if there's another 50-foot rope, do the same for Steven, and then use bed rolls to wrap around Paul so that the rope doesn't dig too much into the Paul.
Alright, you're gonna need an animal handling check to see if Paul will let you rope him up, because letting you ride him is one thing. Tying stuff around him, especially so soon after escaping a net, that's a completely different thing.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna stop existing now, and then I will reach another plane of existence.
Alright, baby, you go to bed.
Night.
Would Fenton try to get, knowing that Paul likes Steven the most, try to get Steven to help us?
Alright. Yeah, Steven will be like, it's alright, buddy. It's not gonna hurt you. We're not like them. It's okay. But like I said, from the recent net experience, this is going to be a disadvantage.
Okay.
That's an
I was
11.
hoping to cancel. I was hoping to cancel it out.
You know, he likes Steven. He does not like Steven enough to be tied up again. He screeches angrily and slashes at the ropes.
Son of a fucking.
Are you
I was
okay?
trying to see what I rolled. Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled well, it was with disadvantage, so 17. It would have been a natural 20 if it wasn't disadvantage. With a 17, you managed to get 1 rope and a bedroll on him.
Okay.
But the griffin is clearly not happy about it, and he is growling.
I'm sorry. It'll come off as soon as we're done. Yeah. I'll give you more jerky after this. And then I'm assuming that's where we end.
Yep, the harpies are swooping in, except for 3 of them, which have broken off to check out the gold coins on the ground. So you've got 7 harpies coming at you, 3 going after the gold coins, and that's where we're stopping for the evening.
I have reached another plane of existence.
Can your plane of existence wait for 2 seconds while mommy does the closing thingies?
Hold
All
up,
right.
Can I do a self promo?
No, not yet. Thank you. Thank you everybody for watching tonight. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you possibly tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. My normal Icewind Dale group is switching to yet another Curse of Strahd group, and we're going to have a session 0 tomorrow. Some behind the scenes stuff. Possibly start playing tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to get through character stuff and how sleepy everybody feels. So Icewind Dale is becoming another Curse of Strahd group, which shouldn't be a surprise. It is spooky season after all. Alright. From those of us here at Dragons, also maybe Dungeons, good night. Don't let the harpies bite.
Bye.